station. This is Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age. Every day we bring you the hottest music. Ultimate music mix.
You won't believe, you will need. Yo, check this out, man.
And some outrageous conversations.
Jy het nou amper iets gesê. So, are you saying Namibian men were not romantic?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Huh?
Yes.
Why? What are the values of Namibian men? Is there anything good about us?
Yeah, I'm striking up.
She is striking a blank.
You know what?
Let's get to the real thing. The mornings on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
Been at it for some years now, so little to show for it, I'm still gonna go for it, yeah. I'm switching up the gears now, I'm gunning for billboards, I'm bringing the blowtorch, yeah. I ain't finna let my peers down, man, the sources all sorts, you know I'm on course, yeah. And since we're all here now, man, I hope you know I'm still king, yeah. See, I told y'all niggas, man, I told y'all niggas, every time I show it's a showdown, niggas came a long way from street brawls and throwdowns, niggas, now I'm trying to reach stars cause the flow sound sicker. This is profound. Put my soul on the sound of homie profound. I'm on the road to the riches, man, I'm homebound. Man, been hot, I was on the streets, I'm grown now. Speaking of, I'm trying to get it to the world. This attitude I'm on, make a brother wanna hurl. And the grind won't stop, I'ma keep pushing till I'm back on the top seat. I'ma let the spark pop. This music is my birth child. I always put my heart and my soul in it, and I just hope it's worthwhile.
Having light again, who's not go, Hati Pesa se come ha, Nisi again Usenwa, Tiamana Senwa, Ahe, Ting like Gata, Muse Dage, Didati Naranga, Habedara no Kema, Tidani Kosema, Ahe, Uradide, Uragani, Kanarani, Uradide.
See, they always second guess me. Can these haters take a rest, please? I do this to my core, my brother. I don't do this to impress me, yeah. So why they test me? Why they always trying to best me? Don't you know that I'm sick with it? Don't you know that I'm messy? The young savior, soon to be a go-to guy. See, I've been at the top, but I flew too high. So the wings got clipped, but the boys stay fly. I'm on everybody's top, and you know why. But I ain't trying to dwell on the past. I'ma stay level-headed and just focus on the task. I just wanna make my mama proud, fill her heart with some joy and the pockets with some cash.
Having light again, who's not go, Hati Pesa se come ha, Nisi again Usenwa, Tiamana Senwa, Ahe, Ting like Gata, Muse Dage, Didati Naranga, Habedara no Kema, Tidani Kosema, Ahe, Uradide, Uragani, Kanarani, Uradide, Uragani, Kanarani.
Always loving local music on Informanté Radio. It is the sounds of Mr. KK, now retired rapper, featuring Twazis, who were in our studio not so long ago. That one is titled Kaima. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Mix. About 20 minutes past 8 on this Wednesday morning. Was it never?
Ek voel so, wag eers.
Jy het te veel goed aangetrek vanoggend. Hey, julle hanka saamgebring.
It's very cold outside. But okay.
Yes, it is quite chilly out in the capital this morning. So if you haven't left your house yet, that is something that you should take precaution of. As coach, jong. Ek het gedink die koue is bietjie weg, maar it leek me it's coming back again with a bang.
I spoke to you. Who's that? Okay. Nice, nah. It's
Okay.
Yeah. I spoke to somebody in Marintal this morning around 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
To Jimmy. He's
in Marintal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shoo!
It's cold.
Say, my broer Marintal is cold. I said, you know what? Same here.
Yeah.
It's cold here in Windhoek.
It is extremely cold. It's apparently raining in some places down south, so that should be...
I saw a video over the weekend.
Groot probleem.
I saw a video over the weekend of Luderitz. Raining. Maar sterk. Raining. It's, phew. I can't imagine how cold it was there. And there was some snow I think in the Aus area of very close to Luderitz.
When is the snow also coming to Windhoek?
Nee, wat's
Ons soek ook snow hier so.
Buy your Corona plane ticket and go to Germany or Switzerland.
To Maria's finish.
Go and finish. Go to finish. Yeah. And you'll see proper snow there.
Yeah. So just a precaution once again, guys. It is cold, so if you're going to go out, wear something warm. And also do remember that during this cold weather, the virus survives a bit longer on surfaces. So I think you must be even extra precautious when you're out there, when you're in public, and when you're interacting with other people and so on.
I at least try to start jogging again since Sunday morning. So I've really been successful 5 o'clock in the morning. Until this morning. My broer, that alarm went off this morning, ne? And to say, so waar ek sal nie opstaan nie.
That's hoe nie.
Ek sal nie opstaan nie.
Yeah, it was also a struggle for me to wake up this morning. But in any case, a quick update on the COVID-19 situation around the country. We reported a total of 72 cases yesterday. And that brings our total to 864 cases now, 29 recoveries, and we have 2 deaths, not just one anymore. I think we recorded a death yesterday as well. Yesterday or the day before?
I think it was the day before, huh? Yesterday.
Yeah, it was, I think so. I remember Maria telling me something like that yesterday. But in any case, that is the current situation. 864 is the number we stand at, 29 recovered, and 2 deaths. And of course, the situation is becoming chaotic, to say the least, in the coast. From what I understand, people are looking to put in votes of no confidence and stuff of that nature. I don't even know how that is going to work, to be honest.
Sup, Maria?
Sup?
Is it nga?
Biggie copy in my son.
Biggie copy. Okay.
That's why I
but
was
at least
trying to sort it out before I came in.
Did you have breakfast?
That's why I had to eat something.
Yeah.
Quickly.
I saw something very interesting last night for the word breakfast. Breakfast. Apparently, that's not how it was pronounced or the earliest owners of the English language. It is actually break fast. Because when you sleep,
you're fasting.
You are fasting. You are not eating. So in the morning, the first thing that you wake up, you are breaking that fast. Then you are eating again. So,
but that doesn't change the pronunciation.
No, it doesn't change it.
So that's what I'm saying. It's breakfast, but yes, it's to break a fast.
Yeah, it's to break a fast.
Yeah, but you said you started by saying that
it was initially pronounced.
Pronounced.
Break.
So say So sele.
Yeah.
I'm talking about ancient times.
No, the concept is you're correct.
Yeah.
And it's still a very valid concept that you're breaking a fast. But it's breakfast. It's always
Now it's breakfast. Now it's breakfast.
Breakfast, I remember from the Nigerian movies, it was like, this is not breakfast, this is not even break slow.
But you eat breakfast.
Not every day.
It is the most important meal of the day.
So I've been told, but I don't know, man. I like even when there is time to eat, most of the times the appetite is not there. Normally after the show, I have a bit more of an appetite. I don't know. Like it's too early in the morning. Yeah, I don't like eating that
I don't
early
see
in
you
the morning.
eating breakfast.
Jungle oats, it's important.
Yeah, Jay, you always with the jungle
You can
oats.
eat your jungle oats there,
Yeah.
but you also only go eat like after 9 after the show, right?
Normally I would eat at home.
Oh, in the morning.
Before I leave home, I would have breakfast. But sometimes if I see that I'm running late, I say, next time I'm Nadi show, I'll have something to eat. Like now, this morning I didn't have
You didn't have breakfast.
breakfast, so
Yeah.
I'll be breakfasting after.
Breaking the fast.
You're still fasting.
Yeah.
All right, now, Neville, I want you actually to take up this one because apparently yesterday there were questions about why we were not discussing the SME bank saga in our comments. So, as no good for you, no. Let's talk about this SME bank saga. I thought that thing was done. The SME bank was this is toegemak and they liquidated it or whatever it is that they did, and that was that. It's still making rounds in the news.
I believe, and again, I'm so bietjie gelees nie. I just saw the headline, but I didn't read the whole report. But allegedly, Mr. Esa Umbako, and what's her name, Maria? Toch.
Can you updates?
Nee, kan nie. I'm not a journalist. Oh,
Maria, you are our Google machine.
Angola, what's her name? Angola, what's her name? Angola is her surname.
okay.
Yeah.
Is not Helena Angola?
It's like I would lie to you.
But they will tell us now.
Yeah.
I know. So apparently the SME bank is after them, the liquidators of the SME, to recover something like 7.4 million Namibian dollars. I just saw a picture of cars being splashed all over social media. Pictures of cars that
was bought with SME
they
money?
allegedly bought. So so these things seems to be mushrooming all over the place. So it's everybody talks about there are other rots coming.
It's
in Namibia at the moment.
It's true. Like almost every industry that is sort of the government has their fingers in.
Tanya Hangula. Thank you. I was
Tanya
waiting for
Hangula.
somebody to
Yeah, Tanya Angula.
So yeah, like everything is apparently or seems to be tainted. I see here in on one of the dailies, there's also something with what is it, Namcor, and some fuel deal that also seems to be shady.
Yeah.
There's the diamond saga that also just popped up and went away. Hopefully that one is still being investigated, I guess. And of course the fish rod saga, which has dominated the news for the past 8-9 months.
Where was I when these things were initiated?
Senior, is that what Monica has said?
Yeah.
You don't hate corruption. You just
Nee.
want to know how you could have eaten also.
No, het ek gestrei ook met Monica. Ek strei mos nie met Monica nie. Dis mos waar. So, ek sê julle, I am against corruption until the day I start eating. Yeah.
Yeah, we're never voting for you in public office. Yeah, by the way, for Wednesday, it's a very low energy morning today. Maar
Maar jy sien Nani man, sy het 'n koppyn.
I've got a headache.
ek is ook nie lus vir julle volgende. Just to be.
And this happens, we go through this cycle. We take turns. There are mornings I walk in here and I just look at you guys
Like, maak net klaar, laat ons heen gaan.
Ek het nie lus vir julle nie. I didn't want to get out of the bed. Ek wil by die huis bly and that's it. I can't believe I have to sit here and look at you people.
Like,
But it is you this morning, eh?
I'm like, yes, why didn't I put in leave yesterday? Ik kon nou nog geleerd bij deze.
Yeah.
But
but I think this saga, the more than anything, it just the SME bank. I mean, we didn't do an article on it, so I'm always very careful to dive too much into other newspapers' articles because they have their own sources for which I have not been able to verify all of it. But I think at the heart of it is just how corrupt is our society. It seems to right now, it just feels like corruption is
it's not us, it's our leaders.
It's a system, it's a system. And I think we need, if we start understanding that we're part of a system,
yes,
then you don't do the otherings. Us otherings, you understand? Even the guy that is sent an envelope but doesn't ask questions of what is in that envelope played a role. Maybe not a major one, but some role. And you need to, if you look at corruption as a system, you will start also, there will be a personal accountability for it as well. So not that otherings. It's nie ons nie is die ander mense. We need to stop with that, and that's really how we tackle it. But I think it's just, it's kind of exposing just how corrupt our systems are, like this country is, because it's like it seems to be affecting every sector.
Yeah. Everywhere you look, it seems like there is some form of corruption taking place.
And I hate how some of it we've normalized. And when I say we've normalized, I remember years ago just hearing like, near me, brah, if you want the tender, you gotta pay somebody.
Yes, kickback.
And it was a common thing on the street. It was almost expected. Like if you wanted to get a tender, you always put money aside for that purpose. It goes without saying.
But the system, like you're saying, I guess, the system is also forcing a lot of people into being corrupt. I mean, if I want the tender, and I know, the only way to get the tender is there has to be some form of kickback to somebody.
Yeah, well, that's the excuse. But I would think if you're really serious about it and you hate corruption to that extent, then law in the ACC set up a trap of you going to pay this bribe so that an official can be caught. You understand?
And then I also don't get the tender that way.
Yes, you're not going to get it. But then at least what I'm saying is...
But my business is going to die. How am I going to pay my employees?
That is unfortunately, and this is just... I'm saying it's unfortunate because this is... for me, I think personally it's frustrating. Even the jokes. I know it's a joke, but it's not really a joke. And that's why it's not always funny. It's like... these are legitimate excuses that you're saying. Yeah, but I say keep batale exali eat. But that should not be. That should never be the position.
Maria,
that should never be the position.
And that is really the moral high ground that everybody should be taking.
But we should aim towards at least.
Exactly. And whether it's here, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in a imperial country in Europe, whether it's England or whatever, I can't think of any country at this moment in time that there's no evidence of any corrupt practices that we're talking about here. And it's unfortunate, not that we need to use any other country as a parameter and say, yeah, but they are doing it. Why shouldn't we doing it? But it is such a cancer in all societies that to start cutting out that cancer, I don't know what we will have to do to really cut out that cancer.
I know what we have to do. We all know what we have to do.
What?
People aren't really willing to do it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Like I said, I just gave an example of you're being bribed. You go with a police officer, you set up a sting operation. At least you know that there's a case there, it's solid. That would be the correct thing to do. But for the other person, it's a potential loss. I'm going to lose out on this opportunity. I'm going to be seen as a rat. I'm going to be seen as this person that calls. So in the future, even if I want tenders, I'm not going to get them and whatever. So you're already thinking of yourself, but you need to remember that, swimming against the current of corruption is not easy. There will be a lot of, what do you call them? People that die in casualties. There'll be a lot of casualties. But you just have to do the correct thing.
That is something I would do if the ACC were the ones who came to me. It's like, no, we want to set up a sting operation like this and like that and like that. ACC to the Khanum to say, "Young, kom ons gaan vang die ons daar by die diamond,
pimper,
by die diamond sector." That is, because I mean, if I'm going to apply for a tender, because what I want generally is the business. Some of these other unpleasant things that do come along with it, if I have to get a business, especially if you're dealing with corrupt individuals where you have to pay people off, or and by the way, that is also largely the reason why so many projects end up not finishing, because you get the tender, but then most of the money goes in kickbacks, and then you end up not having enough money to even finish the project.
No, and not only that, you actually inflate the prices so that you can make room for
exactly.
for the kickbacks.
Even with inflated prices, sometimes they will eat to the point where you can't finish the project.
And the thing is, guys, you know what? I think it must be one of the most painful things if there's a tender on hand and you know between the three of us, and the three of us are applying for tender, the expertise for this specific tender is on point. You do this, Maria, you do that, I do this. Okay? Our pricing is correct. Our groundwork has been done. Everything we have done above board. There's no way that we can't get this. But we're not willing to pay anyone for this. And you hear rumors that there are officials, at the tender board who allegedly would take out one page out of your submitted tender.
Yeah.
Just tear it out, so that in terms of your references, in terms of your KPIs, that there's one incomplete section of your document. You're out of the tender.
Yes.
It's easy for somebody to say, "Hey, man, Maria, Cubase applied for that tender. I think I got inside information that he's my strongest opponent in terms of this tender being awarded. Haal net hy shandetjie uit, man, asseblief." It just takes one person to do that, and you're out. All the groundwork that you've done, and you tell yourself for such a long time, you know what, this specific tender, if I can land this one, it can take me out of the doldrums. It can take me out of this. It can take me out of that. It's my way forward, and just that one decision.
Yeah, but then that's that. Yeah, but then you're compromising yourself, and ultimately that's what it is.
But if it's pay to play everywhere, Maria,
it's not. It's not. There are really people. Let me give you an example, right?
Yeah.
A friend of mine traveled to Nigeria, gave his passport, and the official looked at the passport, gave back the passport, said a page is missing. The guy didn't understand. Looks through the passport again, says no, all the pages are there. Gives back the passport. The official says, this is a customs official, says, "No, sir, a page is missing." So later he realized what a page is missing means. It means put in money if you want to enter the country.
It was coined in Angola.
But because this was somebody that is so principled on the corruption, he said, "No, call me the manager." Manager came, also said, "Oh, my official says there's a page missing," right? Because they cover for each other. And the guy stood there, says, "There is absolutely nothing wrong with my passport. All the documents are there. I have a right to be here. I have a meeting." You understand? And he stood there. It took him 3 hours later to get out. But the point is, there was a stamp that he didn't have to pay for. It was a longer process, but he's stuck by his guns. Like, it's not that I don't have the money.
Okay, so are you going to stick by your guns and miss your meeting, your $100 million
This is
meeting?
what I'm trying to say. Yeah, well, if you are going to be principled about the situation, I told you there's casualties. But we cannot always give into the system. And this is why corruption will not get... Unfortunately, I'm listening to you guys and I'm actually becoming slightly... depressed at the idea, because this is why we're not going to fight corruption. There's always a reason why we should do it, right? I've got a meeting. I need to pay.
to play.
No, we can't be that way. It can't be that way. And if we're always going to think that way, we're not going to ever create a better society that is at least where we are rooting out corruption, because if everybody's aligning. But how are you helping the solution when you see?
We agree.
That what?
We agree with you.
That what?
That things need to be done above board.
But how do you play a role in that? Because that seems to be the other issues. Like, yeah, we agree things need to change, but let me just pay this 50,000.
Maria, asseblief, there's one page missing. Oh, verstaan jy nie, hoe kan nie?
It's just $200
It's
note.
just one page
Or you can
that's
take those.
missing. What is your problem?
Ipumbushimi is $30 and you put it in there.
No.
It was a page of who?
No, the guy's got the money, but he was just like, principally, I don't agree with this. There's nothing wrong with this. There's no reason I should pay for a stamp.
Look, I also understand what you're saying, Maria, because that kind of behavior has sort of normalized it.
Yes, we've normalized it.
I know.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's been normalized.
years back, when we would be driving, either driving to the north or driving back for gigs and stuff, we would have like $1,500, $2,000, which is meant for, paying bribes for traffic officers on your way. As you stop what for a traffic fine. It's like, oh, officer, I'm sorry, I was just in a hurry. Yeah, just like a $200. No, but you can't give 200. What about the other guy standing at the car? I was like, okay, 400. And you continue. And that became normal. It became you have to have your bribe money, your petrol money, and your food money.
The
Yeah, it's
views,
like even people that used to travel to Angola. They
Yes.
would have the bribe money.
yeah.
Because the argument was, even if your car was in tip-top, what do you call it?
Tip-top, yeah.
If a police guy in Angola pulls you over, he will find something.
He will walk around
He'll
that car and
find-
You'll
something,
find.
yes.
So
You'll
they say
find.
it's. But that's why I appreciate people that are just principled in their position, and they just. But again, it takes you to have a certain position in society to have that principle as well.
No, but like you need
If
to
you have
understand.
context, if you can call somebody and say, "Whoa, your police officer is stopping me here. I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay
Oh.
him."
Yeah.
You understand? You have to have those contexts
true.
and those connections. But if you are just a nobody with no, it's all set. And I get the frustration.
Yes.
But
I ain't
That
trying to
is
get arrested in
commendable.
Angola. I don't speak Portuguese. How am I going to
get
survive in the
arrested for
prison?
what? Get arrested for what?
Aye, bro.
You're not breaking any law.
I'm willing to take that risk here in Namibia, maybe still. But like if you are outside of the country,
I've been speaking to guys for many years who are doing business in Angola, and these guys would tell me, never Angola, patrão,
You say 25%.
patrão,
it's pay to
you
play, my friend.
pay. There's nothing else you can. You people think here in Namibia, there's corruption in Namibia. You must come to Angola. Angola, there we talk business. We talk of business. So, yeah, phew. I wish
But this can't be the normal. society we live in.
corruptu, which is a Greek word
For corrupt.
for corruption. Corruptu.
But it is something that is
It's an ancient word. It exists over 2,000 years.
it is rampant in our public sector, and it is something that we need to look at. We cannot continue like this as a nation. It's unsustainable.
It's
Yeah,
unsustainable.
it's like, let me tell you what I heard, for example. Is it 100 metric tons of fish that went into this corruption thing, the fish rod. Somebody worked it out and said, actually, what 100 metric tons means is 2 fish per day for every Namibian. 2 fish per day. That's what 100 tons.
How much fish
How
that
much
is?
fish we're
Yeah.
talking about. Now imagine if this country was corruption free, and you could say, for example, people on grants, whether it's disability grants, pension, whatever, orphanages, whatever. If you get a coupon, right? You go to the fish consumptions, they build them around the country. And you give a coupon and you get like your box of fish for the month. For your family, for free. You would have fish to eat every day. It's not all you have to eat every day.
Yeah, of
But
course.
and the nice thing with fish is you can dry it if you don't have a fridge, right?
Yeah.
Like people in the villages. But I'm saying it because I need you to understand the scale of it. Okay? 2 fish, it's the equivalent of 2 fish per person. You don't even have to be on social ground. Per person in Namibia every
Per
day.
day.
Per day is what that 100 metric tons looks like. So in normalizing this, you don't realize that you also like taking food out of your own mouth, you're also stealing from yourself. And that's why we just need to become more principled about saying no to it. Even with the price that is there to pay.
Look, like you see, the whole blowback right now is, I mean, everybody is pointing the finger at the president, almost to suggest as if the corruption is institutionalized, I guess.
Systemic.
Systematic. Yeah. But like, look, even if we manage to fix the situation, there are always going to be corrupt individuals within any government.
They will, but what you have to do is you can't create a breeding ground for them. For example,
that's the point.
Yeah, if 5 of us tender, right? If 5 companies tender, and all 5 refuse to pay the briberies, right? They're not going to cancel that tender. They will eventually have to award it to somebody.
To China.
Well,
China will pay the bribe.
No, I'm talking.
China have no problem paying the bribe.
Please just use the concept I'm using.
Okay.
Forget China. If there are 5 companies going for a tender
and nobody
all 5
wants to pay
and
the
nobody refuses principally to pay that bribe, the tender won't be cancelled. It will eventually go to somebody. So then you just hope that you've your documents are well enough, or you've given the quoted on the right price or whatever, that you get it. But then at least we know definitely on merit or on whatever else, it will not be because of a payment issue. On merit, one of us 5 will get it, and we didn't have to pay for it. So what you ultimately have to do by taking a more principled stance against corruption is you make the room for the corrupted, the corruptee. You give him less moving room. You understand? If he goes to all 5 companies and they all refuse, he has no room right there.
No, I'll pit you guys against each other. I will corrupt you. Divide and conquer.
Nobody can be corrupted if you don't want to be. Stop it. Huh? Nobody can be corrupted. That's why I don't even use it as an excuse. If you're incorruptible, you're just incorruptible. Okay.
There's a big hearing today, I think in the capital, where Paratus, Telecom, City of Windhoek, Kran.
The 5G.
Yeah, the 5G issue, where they are all involved, where there's this big controversy where I think some of these companies feel, because apparently the City of Windhoek will also get into the fiber business, which apparently by law they're not supposed to be dabbling in that business. They're only supposed to provide land,
yes,
water, what
services for the community.
Services for the community.
Well, that is a service.
Yeah.
No, but it's outside the scope.
It's outside the scope.
No, but they're arguing otherwise. They're arguing otherwise.
Yeah, they're arguing otherwise,
but
because you're saying, if they're saying we need to offer essential services, right, to the people of Windhoek. Now, usually seen as utilities. What is utilities? Water and electricity. But with a growing
and land,
service land and whatever. But with a growing economy and changing time, right? Why can't it include fiber? Because this is the problem. If you privatize fiber, which is like your internet and whatever, I'm always going to rely on. I'm gonna have to get to the telecoms, to get my internet, to go to the whatever, which is great. It's capitalism, right? So it's great for a capitalist system.
Yes.
But if City of Windhoek offers it as a service, right? Offers this as it will be cheaper for residents, by the way. Right?
But why? Why would it be cheaper if City of Windhoek offers
Because
it?
they're putting up the infrastructure and they have the backing. They have a budget. It's different. You cannot.
No, but like guys like Telecom and MTC also have a budget, and these are also parastatals, right?
Yes, but I'm saying it's for example asking me, right, why a state coffers has more money than a private hospital.
Yeah.
The private one is better equipped, but the state has more money.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same with City of Windhoek.
Then
Realistically,
go to the parastatal that actually deals with this, which is MTC.
Yeah, but MTC is not a full parastatal.
No, MTC is 100% owned by government.
Now?
Yes.
When did they Portuguese buyout?
According to our minister, but in any case, MTC is a full parastatal.
So all I was just trying to say here is that there's now this controversy that money allegedly could have changed hands again, because the city of Windhoek is not supposed to be dabbling in this. So it would be interesting to see what the outcome of this debate will be today.
Let me give an example, and I understand what you guys are trying, but let me give an example, right? For example, during this COVID-19 times, right? The city of Windhoek and all other town councils cannot cut water, right? So even if you have to pay for the water, essentially it's free water. Even if your bills are running and then you're not paying for it because they can't, right? Because they're offering a service to the people during this time. If, let's say, even the internet was one of the services, for example, and kids have to do online schooling, like state school, you wouldn't. It would be a free service to you, right? Because you're saying learners at this point need to do online classes. Okay, City of Windhoek offers internet. So right now, don't charge the people for the internet. Give it to them as a service. It's an essential right now. And they would get it and they would benefit and kids would have schooling. Now, once it becomes private, and yes, MTC, even if you're saying it's a parastatal, is largely run as, unfortunately, a private company. That's why I needed to check. I think the shareholdings. I will check the shareholdings. I stand corrected. But unfortunately, the capitalist system is like, the companies, hulle soek net hulle se geld.
Maar kyk, Maria, here's my point, right? I understand with this becoming in the control of the public sector, like City of Windhoek, for instance, providing free internet in a situation like this. Awesome. What happens to the kids in Oshuarongo? City of Windhoek cannot provide them with free internet.
No, you're doing it. If City of Windhoek can do it, then ultimately what it will do is it will empower other town councils to do it as well.
But like Okanja's municipality doesn't have the budget that City of Windhoek has to be able to set up that infrastructure. Well, they can't even fix their roads.
Well, and again, that might be due to corruption.
Exactly. So
yeah, but it's not. But I'm saying it can be done.
So why don't we keep it in? Because now you have. Imagine how many municipalities in this kind of local authority situations we have around the country, and each one wanting now to set up their own thing. And then you get that snacks that they ook wat besluit, man. Maar ons kan ons ook geld maak van. We can start a gambling house or something like that. You know, they should focus on the service that they are actually supposed to be providing and
but
provide
you don't know if
it
internet is
effectively.
But they're going to court because they are arguing that it is one of the services that they can provide. So you can't actually make that judgment call. The court has to decide.
But that's what I also do think. You know what? The city of Windhoek needs to ask themselves. You know, these basic services that we're talking about, are these services that they're offering at the moment, are they being offered optimally at the moment? Have we reached the pinnacle of our success in terms of providing this service? And now
with
still
a changing lifestyle,
of course.
Times.
And then now we're dabbling into something new, a new service that we are providing. Because at this moment in time, it's quite questionable in my point of view that in terms of water, sanitation, etc., the basic services that they are offering at the moment, that the service is optimally offered at this moment in time. And now we're doing something new.
Give Havana them water, running water.
Because, and I mean, we've seen this with the first lockdown, how people would stand in queues, whether that's in Havana or wherever, people looking for water. Because I think in terms of the availability of water at this moment in time, all over our city is not optimally. So, but
look, I'm not for me, I'll always look at it different, but that's just because I'm a socialist, not a capitalist.
Yeah.
I will rather argue, for example, City of Windhoek to make a way to provide that service, because ultimately I know when it trickles down, it will be cheaper, right, than say a private company that has to put up the infrastructure and then obviously monetize it. Okay, so on a social level, as a socialist, for me, this is the way to go. It is the way to go. It can't be, but that's just because I'm not a capitalist at heart.
No, I still think we should go with the parastatal that is actually mandated to deal with this network infrastructures and network connectivity. because they even already have the capacity that they've built over a long period of time. They have a track record. Because now you have to build capacity within the city of Windhoek, or they have to hire people particularly to come take care of this thing. You know, you can argue job creation, but we can move those jobs.
I'm almost willing to bet. Years ago, water was provided for by a private company, right? And City of Windhoek wanted to do it. No, it's fine. You know, the taps are run privately.
No, I don't think so.
No, it would have.
Because those are natural resources and they're always owned by the state.
Yes, but the infrastructure,
The
you understand?
the
Krana would have been privately done.
Luckily, the
and I'm sure when the municipality, it should have been maybe apartheid or even.
Luckily, the boere het vir ons krane gebou daai tyd. Unfortunately, we haven't even some of these pipes, right, that are carrying water, for instance, to my house. Imagine me living in a neighborhood that was built long before independence. Die pipe is nou miskien 40 jaar wat hulle lê daar in die grond, nog nooit gevervang en nog nooit nothing.
And they are running.
Yes, and then you've got sewage systems where, like, for a week there's a drain in the middle of the street that is flowing over, and there's my net sewer for the whole week.
The point I was making is, years ago, when City of Windhoek, I'm sure it wouldn't before I was born, whatever. I'm saying when the municipal or local authorities years ago wanted to start running their own electricity or water infrastructure that would have been at the time privatized. I'm sure there was also this type of arguments, but it's done now, and it's done favorably. I think it's better than anybody else running it. I'm not saying that they don't have. By the way, I'm not defending Cow. They have
to step up there.
They've got so much work to do. Like I really am not here. Like I have my own personal frustrations with them. So this is not even why I'm not defending it. I just feel like if we're looking at the changing times, then yes, fiber should become an essential service that is offered, I believe, by local authorities. That's just my feeling. That's not to say that we're pushing the private guys out of. You guys can also do it. You know, look, this cake is big. It's enough for all of us. But
yeah, because
if the city of Windhoek would be allowed to do that, what are the odds of the private guys actually getting their job?
Yeah,
that's just
you sort of discourage entrepreneurship.
Yes, but it's not about discourage. You see, this is why I'm saying I'm not naturally a capitalist, because I'm thinking ultimately what I'm thinking about is what does it translate to the person that has to use that internet? Now, if you have to go to telecom and pay, say, for a monthly internet, like let's say 400, right? For your household, the one that doesn't leave the house, that Kadivaisiki, right? If you have to pay, okay, just a little under 400, let's say 360, and City of Windhoek putting up that infrastructure will reduce that price to, let's say, $100 per month. Okay, it's not good for telecom, yes, because there's a lower package. You understand? It's almost like you can't compete. But for me, for the consumer, right, a service that is cheaper, bravo.
Now here's my
bravo.
Okay, so you're willing to kill your other parastatals who actually work in the sphere, like your
I don't think
MTCs
first of all, I don't think they're gonna die.
No, but I mean, if City of Windhoek is charging, let's say, $100 for
like
data,
you said, City of
and
Windhoek
MTC,
is Windhoek.
Yeah, but then. So in Windhoek, MTC can lose money. They can make money elsewhere.
But you see, you need to understand.
And if you're saying it's going to move to other local authorities, then it becomes the
MTC
same
doesn't
thing
just
everywhere.
offer data, though. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what would
Yes.
kill them?
So no, but what the point I'm trying to make is, if MTC's data is $800 and City of Windhoek is $100, these are both state-owned enterprises-ish, public business, whatever. So why not just capacitate MTC to take that service nationwide for everybody at $100 at the same price that City of Windhoek would ask, because that infrastructure MTC can also put in. Like I'm saying, they already have the expertise, they already have the capacity to provide this service.
I'm not convinced MTC is a parastatal.
And I would love
If
to.
it is,
Leon
if
Jooste
it is-
told us here.
If it is a parastatal
Oh,
that is
Minister-
run
Minister
like a
Leon.
parastatal, that is completely run like a parastatal.
Maybe the guest people are already making comments there.
Yeah, if
Maybe
it's
we
run
will
like a
get-
parastatal, you have a point. But
Maybe we'll get it from them.
All right, let's read a couple of comments. People, Tina, all right, Cow already struggling to put up enough offices in Katutura for customers to pay their bills. All right, they should leave ICT and telecom and Paratus. Yeah, even information and communication technology, our ministry can rather take on that responsibility rather than giving it to Cow, who are already struggling with the responsibilities that they have.
And maybe just to add, you know what? I don't know at this moment in time if City of Windhoek would be dabbling into fiber. Who is their strategic partner in the moment at this moment to put this up? Because they need to have a strategic partner. Now, allegedly, if it is now a Chinese company that is partnering with the City of Windhoek,
check
okay.
this fear-mongering. You would not Chinese
No.
mention and really land.
Okay,
No,
no,
no.
say Finland.
yeah, okay. Let's
Yeah,
say
the Chinese is a fear-mongering. We know what it is.
No. Let's say now it's a Finnish company.
Why
who's
can't it be a local company?
Because there are none. It's only
I
Paratus,
don't
and
think-
Paratus is busy
You see,
fighting
this
with
is
them.
what my thing is. Like we are essentially the problem. The problem with this discussion is right. We don't even have the facts. You understand? We're opining on something. I feel okay. Let me not speak for the two of you. I don't have the full facts.
Yes.
Even when you say they're not allowed to, I don't have that fact. You understand? What is Paratus' argument? I don't know. There's this case that's happening. I feel like we're arguing it like prematurely. We don't have all the facts. We're maybe using a bit of the fears on the streets. Yeah, the Chinese. You know what I mean? And it's not.
No, but like, look, for me, it's beside the point who they partner up with. I just think it's not something that City of Windhoek should be
What I'm
dabbling
saying
in.
is, for example,
Yeah.
if this is an initiative of the, like you said, Minister of ICT through the City of Windhoek, right? Would you still have the same stance?
Yes.
No, why then? Because then you're contradicting yourself. Because just 5 minutes ago you said, "Oh, the Ministry of ICT
No,
do it."
if they're saying, okay, Ministry of ICT, we will partner up with municipalities around the
Yes,
country.
yes.
No, but now we're saying City of Windhoek in particular.
Yep, well, that's the one before court, but I'm saying you don't know the strategy. I'm saying if, for example, that is a strategy for ICT, Ministry of ICT to strengthen themselves, and they're saying now we're going to look at all the local authorities, starting with City of Windhoek, which is like the main in the capital, and let's see how this partnership, and then we build the infrastructure. I'm not saying it is, I'm saying we don't know yet.
Yes,
because we're arguing on short-sightedness. Would that change your opinion? Listening to you, it would, because you're like, okay, it's a Ministry of ICT initiative.
I still don't feel like the municipalities should be getting involved in this. That is like basically my stance. ICT, yes. If you want to partner up with the other guys that are doing these
No,
things.
but if ICT wants to provide it wants to provide nationwide, right? As an essential,
And-
internet as an essential to all the people at low cost, right?
Yes.
You would partner up with the local authority.
If you want to go nationwide in this country,
Yes.
as far as the internet and those things, MTC is the best person to do it with.
But you don't know why MTC wouldn't be an option. Again, we're arguing on short-sightedness.
Yeah, but then I mean that's we are all just giving opinions based on the little facts that we have.
At least I'm honest enough to say mine are very short because I don't have the details. It's like me arguing right now, and tomorrow I'll have a different stance.
Look,
because of the information that I might have equipped myself with.
But that's also what I'm trying to tell you, right? It doesn't matter how the information there changes. There's not going to be a situation in which I feel municipalities should be the ones who are taking on this. Municipalities are struggling to give people water. Even in small towns where you have populations of like 12,000 people, you can't give everybody running water or even access to electricity or bathrooms.
So you don't think they're capable of multitasking?
They might be capable of it, but I would rather not find out. I would rather maybe help boost their capacity in that which they are already supposed to be doing, which they are failing, instead of piling on more responsibilities.
I think their multitasking should remain at providing their basic services. That should be the level of
for
multitasking.
Me, internet should be a basic service. Internet should be in this society, this global village we're living in right now. Internet should be civil.
I am 100% agree. I think I read somewhere a couple of years ago where the UN declared the internet also one of those basic human rights. I might be wrong, but in any case,
basic human rights.
Everybody deserves the internet. But in any case, internet should be an essential service, and the one to provide it should be the people who have the capacity already to do it.
Because it seems to be quite questionable at the moment, because there's the standoff between Paratus and the city of Windhoek, where there was a high court judgment that basically ordered the city of Windhoek not to interfere with the business of what Paratus is doing. And suddenly now, this is now the business that city of Windhoek is dabbling into. And allegedly, they have a local partner, not a local partner, but an international partner who could be Chinese. So,
allegedly.
Yeah. Okay. so these are just the things that
they're playing on the strings of the xenophobia. The xenophobia.
So let's hear. We don't know. Apparently, Huawei is could be their partner.
My fear is somebody is listening in that has more details, and
then
they're
they
listening to and they're listening to. I don't like to be heard of as ignorant. You know, somebody's like, Mary, you don't even know half of what you're saying, because this is not what's happening.
Then correct me.
Yes, but I'm saying that I would rather go and let me go and equip myself better. Let me understand what the issues are in black and white, and I'm not just I'm responding. Yeah, but I'm always going to be a socialist.
Yeah, Don J saying MTC is American, red, white, and blue. Elton Titongweko, this is the one I was laughing at. Oh, Nebel, the millennials are arguing millennial things. Technology not for the tat.
Is he also good?
You'll be surprised. This man uses more internet than the two of us combined. Yeah, but it's up to WhatsApp group.
60 WhatsApp group. All right, we didn't really read comments today. Let's give the guys some attention. Leslie James LeBron, is the free internet only for CBD and affluent areas? It's not free, or we don't know whether it's going to be free at this point. But you know, of course, the argument is that it would be cheaper, or at least we think so. Ek wonder of dit in Okanja Park and mix sal kom. If you can't even take water to Okanja Park, how are you going to get the internet out? All right. Anyway,
are you reading comments or are you commenting to the comments?
Okay, I'll stop. I'll just read.
Yeah, just read the comments. Because he's adding his own little comments there.
Ja, laat die kabel nie eindig in die dorp nie. Dan technical problems en geld is klaar story as dit in die Tora in mix kom. Right? City of Windhoek should electrify the whole city and give water to everyone first.
Thank you.
Yeah, VK Kamati, it's better they leave everything in the hands of MTC. I mean, we're going to say MTC because MTC is state-owned. Because MTC has got more capacity than other local companies. Huawei move in great, but let's not forget, they are from the Red Army.
The Red Army.
Xenophobia.
But the 5G the 5G technology is basically not partnering up with them.
Hello, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Joel Dashing Joe Nambuli, all right. MTC, private hospital, these are all money shakes, not there for the people. They are there to milk money, not caring who can afford or not. Right? Shaks J, Stoche. MTC is a hungry dog, don't forget that. It's a bit over the edge. Jan Jane, City of Windhoek said it already. They will partner with Huawei, a Chinese company. They just want to open up an opportunity to eat with kickbacks. Joel Dashing Joe Nambuli, let's bring MTN in the picture. Point is, no system works better without good competition.
Oh, that's once I talk MTN, I get for.
Yeah, that's MTN work.
Yeah, MTN apparently will kill MTC, says Raymond Basson. Erastus X-Men Ekondo, no company in Namibia will compete with MTC. That company got active leaders.
I was going to also, so when somebody say MTN will kill MTC, MTC is in a league of its own at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Helena Tesha Nampala. Allow City of Windhoek to be part of it. That way, it will be up to the clients to opt for whom they want to provide those services for them. Finish and clear. But then we've thrown like 2 billion into a project where everybody is opting to use somebody
The population
else.
is growing. Lost, that's stuck for almal.
Okay. Ek is in a biased mood for Oren. Joseph Sandanyemba, they reason that they don't want MTN to come down is because they will die.
MTN is here, is it not?
They are here.
Yeah.
Not fully
But-
operational.
Yeah, but it's a private company's own. I think
Yeah.
Vino Nipondoka.
Yeah,
is
I
MTN.
think they're still busy putting systems in place, etc.,
No,
etc.
it's not going to be cheap to
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody,
play in
MTC is
MTC's
currently
league,
in,
yeah.
it's in a league of its own. To
Yeah.
suggest otherwise is...
And they even bought out Telecom,
Momunu now.
Who?
the mother company or whatever.
No,
it
it's
was.
government bought out.
Yes, mother companies was government.
Yeah, they all belong to the state.
Yeah.
It's Namibia telecommunication holdings. That's their company.
The parastatal,
Yes.
they're all parastatals. I just don't think they run like them.
That type of monopoly killed the consumer. They should keep up or die. It's okay.
Ja, is niet verkeerd.
Moro Midure Studio. What is the exclamation mark? How do you pronounce that one?
He doesn't know
Nah.
because who was here last time correcting you?
Digon
It was,
Ngobep.
yes. He said you
Can
said
you see
his
the
name.
comment?
Alina Justus is saying MTC is very expensive. They need competitors. In other countries, people are enjoying. MTCs and telecoms are the reasons we the poor are suffering. Talk to your government. Your
Competition is
government
good.
owns
Your
them.
government or our government.
Yeah.
No, but you guys must don't want competition.
No, I'm also you. When I say you, it's inclusive of me. I've told you 122 times. It might be allowed, but it will be of poor quality as usual. Okay? Mooi man. Felicity Gontes, die bochter van Luderitz. City of Windhoek, please go focus on proper abolition facilities to your people. Niet die toilet waar die mense se tone uitsteek nie. Yeah, it's a good idea, but it's not the right time to venture into such an activity while you are not well established or successful in other services. Yeah, come out. Tone steek uit.
Somebody from the outside can see you in the
But you people don't need to understand. Me, I used to be at the village who had toilets like that. You put out the toner so that the people can see.
Can
the
see
body.
you are
Occupied.
And there's no lock. You have to show some sign that it's free.
Somebody else did it puzzles. So it doesn't open. Nee. Erastus X-Men Ekondo, it will be cheap, but poor service if City of Windhoek can't even service 100 plots ready for people. How are they going to maintain fiber technologies? All right, it's very expensive, no joke. I've worked with network for the longest time, and the only company that can maintain this technology is MTC, or of course Paratus. There probably are a couple others also who have the money to be able to maintain it. But I'm just not interested in venturing in that kind of business. Rudy Remo Ita, the free internet of City of Windhoek is just for CBD area, not for residential areas.
Imagine, you are shopping. Your internet bly net aan for free.
Hallo, daar is
For
goede wat
free.
julle vir vinyl moet gaan sê. It's like, I want Wi-Fi in your mall,
No,
otherwise
no.
I'm going to
and if
Grove Mall.
And if I live vinyl,
Because Grove Mall has most
It
thingy.
doesn't.
No, but that's how you play them against each other.
No,
Like,
but I'm
Alma,
saying there's a
step
distance.
up.
Outside vanilla, if I'm in CBD, if you're saying you're going to provide free Wi-Fi for all CBD area, so the minute you're in the CBD, your automatic, like it's like a network, right? Like you get a network,
Yeah.
you get Wi-Fi. So imagine how much better off, even just as a city, we will be.
But then what happens? There are people who come to CBD like 3 times a month.
It doesn't matter. The point is, it's available. That was one of the things I enjoyed while I was, for example, in China. Like this. Just,
Oh, no wonder you like China. Oh, I'm just playing. I withdraw my statement.
I mean, if we're comparing it with countries that are very advanced in terms of technology, I think that's a great.
It's
place
okay.
to-
I withdraw my statement.
We
You
have,
can
we have
continue.
Wi-Fi. I believe Marua Mall has Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have Wi-Fi. Yeah, because normally.
Ek
It's
weet nie, die goed
businesses,
kom nie op nie.
like even if you go to like in some places in the States, it's the businesses that are providing the free Wi-Fi, like a little hotspot zone or whatever,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you can come and you can come sit and come serve.
Which is fine if it's like all businesses are offering it. So wherever you're moving around, there's that offering, right? But then it's not easy because then you have to do the login stuff for business. So you're not really going to be using, because there's login stuff that you have to constantly do for
Yeah.
each business. But if it's just it's a coverage area, and I'm sure there are other countries that do it. I'm almost certain that's what I'm saying. For me, I like to equip myself with information. And like now I'm even worried to be talking, but I just feel like I'm not doing the topic justice.
Okay, now, Mary, I think about it like this, right? Free internet in the CBD, thanks to City of Windhoek. Awesome. Free internet in Windhoek, thanks to MTC.
Okay, so the difference is how
The option, the one option is clearly the better one.
Yes, but it's about also who feel costed.
Yeah, costing would obviously play a big
It will
role.
cost the same for actually it will cost more for City of Windhoek to put up the
You see,
infrastructure.
again, you've already decided. Can we first equip ourselves just with that?
Okay,
let's
we will
rather do that.
We will equip ourselves.
Yeah, I don't want us to be just. I know it sounds nice, ne? I'm sorry to say, but you don't know. You don't know.
No, but like when you look at the
Don't
infrastructure,
assume it. You don't know.
for instance, right? Trusco, who deals in education and stuff with IOL, it would be cheaper for us to set up some sort of university thing than somebody who has to start from complete scratch, to start with curriculums and books and all these things and student portals and all that. That's the
The
point I'm trying to.
expertise.
Yes, the expertise are already there at MTC. You have to go build that capacity at City of Windhoek.
Yes, you're still not understanding until you understand what the plan of the city of Windhoek is. Right now, everything is just speculation.
Man,
Yes.
is start from scratch.
Everybody starts at scratch. Just by the way, why is that even all of a sudden a disadvantage?
No, but somebody's
Even
already
MTC
200 meters ahead.
Yes, but do we want to live in a society where it's monopoly? I don't like monopolized societies.
not
By the way,
monopoly.
it kind of is, because you're just saying
No.
we already have one that is very effective. Cause hold it. Why
it's
can't
not-
another
but
one
Maria,
spring
it's not
up?
just the one. I mean, Paratis is also there. So
Yeah.
there's not just one.
Even if it's just two, why can't a third one enter the fray?
Okay.
It makes for better services. I genuinely believe, as long as you have.
Now, Maria, can we say, for instance, can we allow a private company to do the services of what City of Windhoek is doing? Is City of Windhoek willing to relinquish that kind of service to private
I
companies?
don't know. I'm not sitting
But
on
that's what
Windhoek. I'm not sitting here.
It's
but
just
even
a
you
question
don't. Yes.
that I'm asking.
And this is why I still maintain. Like, let's try and get all the information before we debate this, because I really think right now we're doing this topic a disservice. But apart from all of that, we cannot use the excuse about we already have this. Competition means the more players that are in the fray, the better service to the consumers, because just number one, you have options.
Yeah, the end consumer.
Yeah, the
I
end
understand.
consumer. You have options. You understand? So you can go to a place and say, you know what, the city of Windhoek is for me when it's just CBD. And so infrastructure is weak, like there are water and electricity, and you criticize them how you want to criticize
Maar
them.
dat ons geld gemors, want het is onze geld wat hy goed
No,
sal
no, no,
set
no.
up.
You don't have to. It will be an option for you. And then you say, no, what? You know what? I'm going to stick with MTC. Or I'm going to stick with Paratus.
Yeah, but then we spend 2 billion on something that everybody is opting out of because it's not up to par.
But you don't know where they're getting the funding from. Again, we don't know.
From us, the
No, you don't know, because
taxpayers.
they're talking about Huawei.
And you think they're going to give us free Wi-Fi if they're teaming up with
Yeah.
Huawei?
Wat verstaan julle
Huawei
nie
doesn't
van?
want to give us free stuff.
Wat verstaan julle nie van? We don't know the plan.
Okay, we don't
I
know
know.
the plan.
I know.
We don't know the plan. Okay.
It's nice. I haven't argued
Read your
with Maria
5
in a
last
while.
comments so we can
5.
go.
Maria has a good point though. That's comment number 1.
Yeah.
Comment number 2, China is big, guys. So yeah, maybe. Okay. Comment number 3, she's right. Comment number 4, blessed day ahead. And comment number 5, free Wi-Fi for CBD will make people stuck in the mall for Wi-Fi. So
That will improve the shops. Then they can open longer. By the way, can I understand this model? Here is a bit better in Windhoek. Let me tell you, when I came from the north, sorry, it's a parting shot, right?
yeah.
We're in the north. The shops open at 8 o'clock, and they close at 5. When I'm at work, like let's say your clothing shops,
Yeah.
they open at 8 when people are in work,
Yeah.
and they open at 5. So essentially, you
close at
only have
Close at 5.
you only have lunchtime to buy, which is like, please explain to me where that even makes sense for any business model, because you should be open after hours, the normal company hours, so that you give the consumers like time to now make it to you
To
Exactly.
come back. Yeah, to come
to come
shop.
and buy. And sometimes they'll close it 30 minutes before, and you are there begging the security, and it's like, no, we are cashing up, because. But one thing that I very much enjoyed when I was in Europe, and I see Grove Mall did it during Christmas time. It's like they would have their shops open till midnight, till 9 o'clock for late night shopping, and there's still activity at night.
You even ease the congestion in the shops.
Yes, you do, because it's open for longer. And sometimes I just think, why are we short-sighted like that? You understand? For example, if you make internet available, for example, and people have to be stuck in the mall, that will also encourage the retailers, for example, in the grocery shops, to open longer, which means you have more time to do your things. You don't have to be worried about, Ceci's.
Nee, maar hulle ding was, hey, who's paying for that overtime?
Yes, but they need to improve their services, have work shifts and have night shifts and day shifts. And you also create more employment, by the way, but at least you're offering a proper service to consumers. There's no point in the traffic madness rush. We're all 5 o'clock out of here. You moet winkel toe gaan, and if you miss 6:30,
or 4:30.
Exactly.
it's done.
So you try and make it
understand.
before the
So
shops
it would be
close.
nice to see shops closing 9 o'clock, for example.
But like the argument that I hear, I mean, maybe not so much in CBD, but the argument that I hear most of the times when you have that conversation with people, especially in let's say in Katutura and Komasa, in downtown areas, people are getting robbed.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the CBD specifically.
Yes.
I'm talking about the malls, and I'm talking about the big shopping complexes. Those are the ones
I know that was one of the challenges, because I know game used to close at 5. You had to like rush from here
and
to get to
lunchtime, you
game.
can glad that's congestion, and you
And
want
there's
to
Yeah, so I think they sort of relaxed on that. I think they close around 6 o'clock now. You got about
But it's
an
not good
hour.
enough.
It's still not good enough. So for the bigger retailers, definitely it's important that there should be a little bit of extended hours in terms of providing service.
Anyway, I just needed. Yeah, Grove Mall did, yes. It was open, but I don't think December it used to close at 10, which is.
Yeah.
That was such a beautiful experience for me, because I didn't have. Like sometimes you're
So
cooking
much
dinner.
in Europe.
You are cooking dinner and you're like, it's a. Ek het die kas gekoop nie, or I
Yeah.
didn't buy fresh.
You can quickly
things.
run.
I quickly run to the shop. I get what I need to get. Come back
Find
home.
it open. And,
Find it open, and it was just a nice shopping experience. I would like to see more of that.
I just want the bank. The bank must just be open until midnight.
Come on. they made provision now for the banks to be open. I believe Standard Bank is open over weekends, on Sundays even.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
At Grove.
not Bank Windhoek for sure.
Yeah,
and
at
not
Grove.
FNB. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
Standard
stuff
Bank
like
is
that,
open
people
at
need,
Grove.
and like I say, it creates more employment also. So that's great.
All right, guys, that's our show for this morning. It's always a pleasure sitting here with you.
Oh, I thought it was fish call.
So begin julle stories. It's not fish core. It's not a fish core badge.
Wat is die nampot? Daar's ook 'n rot daar by nampot.
Hey, Ganji. Ons moet praat.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Catch Samuel and Mr. Kaufman at 12 o'clock on the hour. That's going to be streaming live on Informanté Radio's Facebook page. Of course, you keep coming back to Informanté News for all your updates of what's happening in and around this beautiful country of ours. We're out.
Chop, chop.
It's the most listened to radio show on the
When Chops was announcing, you could see the confusion on his face. It's like, okay, now we would like to welcome Miss Namni, be a runner-up.
starting your day with a bang.
We said to discuss with the